Today I am going to listen a story about Savings Haven, the hilarious haunting. Once upon a time in a bustling city, there lived two best friends named John and Mike. They were both down on their luck, having lost their jobs in a major company due to an unexpected layoff. Faced with mounting bills and dwindling savings, the two decided to take a radical step. They packed their bags, left behind the city's chaos, and headed for the tranquil countryside. They found a quaint cottage nestled in the heart of the countryside, surrounded by lush green fields and a charming little river. It was the perfect place to start anew, with no rent to pay and only a few chickens as their neighbors. John and Mike named their new abode Savings Haven. Little did they know that Savings Haven had a peculiar history. The locals whispered about strange occurrences at the cottage, ghostly incidents that had everyone in the village intrigued. But John and Mike were undeterred by such tales. They thought the locals were superstitious and were determined to save money in their idyllic countryside retreat. Their new life was blissful at first. They spent their days fishing, tending to their small garden, and sipping lemonade on the porch. The evenings were spent under the starry sky, swapping stories and reminiscing about their past lives. However, as the days turned into weeks, the unusual events began. One evening, while they were playing a game of chess, the pieces seemed to move on their own. John, convinced that Mike was cheating, accused him of foul play. But Mike swore he was innocent, and they soon realized that it was not the doing of either of them. Intrigued and a little frightened, they set up a camera to capture the strange occurrences. To their amazement, the chess pieces indeed moved on their own, spelling out messages from a mischievous spirit. "Boo," it spelled out one night, sending the two friends into fits of laughter. The hauntings didn't stop there. They noticed their furniture rearranging itself, pans flying through the air, and shadowy figures darting through the rooms. John and Mike decided to embrace these paranormal events with open arms, seeing them as a source of amusement rather than fear. One evening, they woke up to find their pet chickens had organized a parade in the garden. Marching in perfect formation, the chickens clucked in harmony and flapped their wings like a synchronized dance troupe. John and Mike couldn't help but join the chicken parade, giggling like children. The village locals, curious about the new residents of Savings Haven, decided to pay a visit. They brought homemade pies and baskets of fruit, hoping to get a glimpse of the ghostly antics. But when they arrived, they were in for a surprise. The ghostly figures, rather than being menacing, put on a show that had everyone in stitches. One night, the spirits transformed the living room into a disco hall, complete with a glittering disco ball, funky music, and dancing furniture. John and Mike, clad in their silliest outfits, boogied with the spirits until the early hours of the morning. The locals joined in, and it became a legendary disco night in the countryside. The ghosts took an interest in cooking too. They would whip up the most bizarre but strangely delicious meals. Pancakes with pickles, spaghetti topped with marshmallows, and sandwiches filled with peanut butter, hot sauce, and whipped cream became the norm. John and Mike, who were usually terrible cooks, were delighted by the culinary surprises. Savings Haven turned into a place of wonder, where every day brought new surprises. The ghosts, as it turned out, were former residents who had a knack for comedy. They had lived in the cottage decades ago and had a reputation for their pranks. In the afterlife, they decided to keep the laughter alive and continue their humorous hauntings. As word of the quirky cottage spread, people from all around began visiting. Some came for a good laugh, while others were simply curious about the mysterious happenings. Savings Haven was now a tourist attraction, with visitors from far and wide, hoping to witness the hilarity firsthand. John and Mike decided to capitalize on their newfound fame. They opened a small cafe, serving the ghostly-inspired dishes created by the spirits. It became a hit, and the cafe's motto was, "We serve meals with a side of laughter." The village had transformed into a lively tourist hub, and John and Mike were making a decent living while enjoying the company of their unearthly roommates. The ghosts had become a part of their family, and they couldn't imagine life without them. One night, as a full moon bathed Savings Haven in its silvery light, the ghosts decided to reveal themselves fully. They materialized before John and Mike, shimmering like playful specters. The two friends were spellbound as they saw the translucent figures take on human forms, dressed in Victorian-era clothing. The lead ghost, a jovial man named Mr. Whimsy, spoke with a twinkle in his eye. "We've had the time of our afterlives here, thanks to you both," he said. "But it's time for us to move on to the great beyond." John and Mike were sad to see their ghostly friends go, but knew that it was time. The spirits had found closure in the laughter and joy they had brought to Savings Haven. The night of the grand farewell arrived. The ghosts put on a spectacular show, with fireworks, a ghostly orchestra, and a feast fit for royalty. As the clock struck midnight, they began to slowly fade away, leaving behind a peaceful and quiet Savings Haven. John and Mike, once two unemployed men searching for a way to save money, had found something even more precious: friendship, laughter, and a life enriched by the most fun and friendly ghosts imaginable. As the years passed, they continued to run their cafe and regaled their customers with the tales of the hilariously haunted Savings Haven. The legacy of their ghostly friends lived on, and the little cottage in the countryside became a symbol of the magic that can be found when you embrace the unexpected with open arms. And so, this whimsical tale of two unemployed men and their ghostly companions in the countryside became a legend, told and retold on YouTube and beyond, proving that sometimes the most extraordinary adventures can happen when you least expect them. Hope you like the story. Hit the like button and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and turn on the notification. Thank you.